Hello, my internet friends. My name is Katie Overton, and welcome to my Week 2 commentary of Dancing with the Stars Season 24. I'm on a high-stress roller coaster this week, so this show is the therapy that I need when I feel like that. No matter how much I may nitpick about certain things, this has been a part of my life since 2005, and it will hold a special place in my heart, even after the show eventually is no more. Holy balls, I didn't mean to get philosophical on you guys. So we had another monumentous evening of the good dancing, the bad dancing, and the what the fuck dancing. And I swear to Jesus, Lynn was something else this week. But let's get on with the show. Nancy and Arden kicked off the night with a cha-cha. It really makes me sad when these great Olympians like Nancy don't have much confidence in themselves, just because they were trained not to show emotion. I love Arden's confidence this season. It's like a breath of fresh air. Dancing-wise, Nancy did great, although she did mess up a few times, and the microphone malfunction was bizarre. I love Nancy's hip action, though. It's beyond impressive. Decent scores for her and Arden this week, and I can't wait to see another performance from them. So last week, Erika Jane told us that it was expensive to be her. This week, she was trying to get her weight out of a ticket from Officer Gleb Sevchenko. You know, some people were pleased with her choreography this week, and others weren't. I, myself, am one of those people that weren't impressed. I was not sold at all. It didn't give me any feels or any sexual tension. Granted, the foxtrot is supposed to be lovely, with nice shapes and beautiful lines. But Erika and Gleb, they were just making a classier porno with their routine. It was bizarre as fuck, and I'm usually all for the sexual shit on the show. Let's just end this part on a happier note. Congratulations to Gleb and his wife Elena for expecting their second daughter. I can't wait to see her little face, and I expect her to be adorable as hell in that little sparkling onesie. I needed subtitles with Charo. Why you no give me subtitles, Dancing with the Stars? Her paso doble was decent enough for her age, whatever the hell that may be. But come on, Julianne. You're really going to give her a 7? That's too fucking generous. And then, when the scores were done being called out, this happened. What the fuck is going on? What's going on? I legitimately was terrified for Bruno. She says he needs English lessons? What about her? Half of the country doesn't understand a damn thing she's saying. She's not respectful. She's not that funny. She's just a mess that needs to go away. I may hate the Bachelor franchise, but I am slowly growing fond of Nick. I'm pleased with him taking the judge's critique to heart and improving this week, but I still think he rushes his choreography. However, I appreciate him extending his arms when he goes in for the smooth lines. That's always appreciated. There was plenty of foxtrot content, which I greatly love. However, I'm going to agree with Carrie-Ann. He needs to breathe every now and then. I'm not sure how the dance was hectic for Lynn. I think he needs coffee, food, or something that involves the word love, if you catch my drift. I don't know. Nick and Peter were good this week. I applaud them on a steady performance. Over the weekend, Max sustained an injury to his calf, so he was unable to perform. Substituting for him was troop member Alan Burston. Is Alan the go-to guy when one of the male pros get injured or sick? Last spring it was Mark, and last season it was Gleb. I enjoyed Heather's jibe. It brought me back to her time on Glee. And then Lynn had to open his mouth and basically attack and scream at Heather, and I'm just sitting on my couch like, damn! Really, Lynn? You're gonna go after her like that? I haven't seen him this angry with a Max routine since season 13, and we all know how that went down. I know most of the demographic is young and like hip-hop to be incorporated into a dance, but they also have to understand that Lynn has been judging traditional ballroom for many, many years. He is not going to change his ways just because someone like Heather is on the show. I don't know what he's on, though. I enjoyed it. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Let's hope for higher praise for Heather next week, and I do wish that Max was feeling better. I see y'all in the comments. telling Max that's what he gets for coming back to Dance with the Stars when he said he was done. Y'all are being petty and childish. That's just messed up. First and foremost, I ship Bonner and Shawna. Let that be their ship name, or at least I hope that's their official ship name. Anywho, their chemistry is off the charts. It sort of reminds me of how Robert and Kim Herjavec looked at each other when they were paired in season 20. Seriously, I need to stop getting off topic and judge the dance. I thought this was a stellar Viennese waltz from this pair. It was A+ Southern quality with a mix of city life. Basically, I was swooning. Bonner's a contender. He could get himself and Shawna into the finale, and with the audience on their side, I think that won't be too hard. I had never been so happy to see someone like Simone Biles when most of the night was mediocre. She came out showing off the Olympian tricks they all do when they're on the show. Simone's adorable, but I preferred Shawn Johnson's interpretation of it from the All-Star season. She had the hip action going for her, but I started to feel so bad when she was out of sync with Sasha a couple of times. They have a great connection and a fantastic partnership. I still think this is Sasha's season to shine, as is Emma's. I'm looking forward to next week, and hopefully Simone has a more positive outlook on being the best person she could be on this show. Chris Kattan was not that awful. He was committed, and he did keep up with the routine. I found this to be quite entertaining, even though it wasn't the greatest dance in sliced pizza. But every now and then, I appreciate the type of dances that make me laugh. It just gives me something to help forget about the troubles I had earlier in the day if I had one. Chris pulling off the famous Marilyn Monroe pose was fucking hilarious. I would have been fine with how it went either way, but I'm glad for what we did get. Quality entertainment from a funny man. I mean, give the man credit. He did the best he could considering with that serious injury that he had. I just read somewhere on one of the Dance with the Stars fan accounts that if Normani and Val were to miss a flight or to have a flight delay and miss a Monday show, they would automatically be eliminated. I found that very interesting. With that in mind, I just had to ask why she even took part of the show if she knew the risk of being quote-unquote disqualified. I guess she can handle it, but I can't shake the feeling that the outcome with Tamar might creep up on Normani when she least expects it. Her cha-cha was pretty solid. She improved, which is always a good sign. But if I can be completely honest, I've seen better cha-chas from Val. Oh, you want examples? I'll give you examples. Kelly Monaco, Zendaya, and by the way, just because I mentioned her name, that doesn't mean I'm on the Z train. And Elizabeth Berkley. 8s across the board didn't bother me, but I just thought it was a little too generous. Both of them did look a bit exhausted coming out of a long flight for Japan, and flying to China immediately after the show was over. Jesus, they both need R&R. Emma just has a way of helping her celebrities envision something from their lives to help them shape what the dance is for. And I think this helped Rashad step out in a softer manner and win us over with a lovely Viennese waltz. I think the last time I truly appreciated one from Emma was when she first started off as a pro with Bill Engvall. Rashad is easy on the eyes as well. He's definitely winning over some female fans, including myself. They have insane chemistry. It's beautiful. Beautiful. That's all I can describe it as. A beautiful chemistry. I've never seen Emma this happy with a celebrity partner, and I truly hope it stays that way, even after this season is over. God, I just love this pairing so much. Once again, I had no expectations from Mr. T, especially with how last week turned out. This week, the performance was something out of the Jerry Springer Academy, and ironically, Mr. T and Jerry had Kim as their partner. It was basically the same as last week, walking and not using his body to form shapes. But apparently the judges were seeing something entirely different considering they were praising him. I honestly thought they were only doing it just so they don't get murdered after the show was over. I'll give Mr. T credit. He did better than Charo. And closing out the show this week was Grandpa Rossi himself, bringing out some Young NC with my girl Lindsay. Did I expect a fly white guy knocking my socks off? Hell yeah, I did. But what did I get from David? I got goofy dad dancing. It's cute, but I expected better, especially with his quickstep being so well praised last week. For what it's worth, he did great on the content, but he needs to improve on his footwork. It's kind of like with Bonner's wonky steps. A solid performance from a lovely pair. I could deal with that. It's always sad to see someone go, especially if they're the first to be eliminated. And sadly, my 90s dreams were crushed as Chris Kattan was the first eliminated contestant of the season. I think he was even sad to be eliminated first. He looked like his dreams were destroyed. Alas, this also means we bid farewell to Whitney. On the one hand, it sucks because that's a whole new level of rejection on her part. But I absolutely feel like she hasn't been on her A game since she got married. I've seen it in the comments box on social media. People are attacking her left or right. Yeah, she would be a better teacher to her celebrities if she wasn't promoting things. And yes, she should be in the studio with her celebrities instead of going on vacations with her husband. But is it really fair to put all the blame on Whitney? I feel like she should have a common ground with all of her partners. I'm not here to judge her or criticize her on what she does or doesn't do. But if I was her, I'd take time off next season to reflect on what I want in life and in my career. Chris, thanks for being a part of this season, and I wish we had more time together. I feel like I should send you off in the best way I know possible. And I think I have the right idea for it. Vegas night. We're really doing Vegas next week. Okay, that's not the worst idea I've ever heard in my life, but it's still a bad idea. Do I expect anything? Not really. Do I expect Charo and Mr. T to be even more bad? Without a doubt. Speaking of them, I basically expect both of them to be in jeopardy next week. And based on her outburst this week, I think Charo is going to be the next to get axed. Sound off in the comments below. What did you guys think of this week's episode? Who are your favorites? Who were you not impressed with? What are your thoughts on Chris's elimination? If you guys enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. And if you're new to my channel and you want to see more of me in the future, hit the subscribe button and hit the bell to be notified when I upload my content. Until next week, take care everybody.